What's up, everyone? I just got off a live stream with all of you here on YouTube, and I absolutely loved it. So much so that I actually picked up the camera for the first time in the longest time in this manner. And the reason for this kind of like pickup version of the vlog today is actually all about the end of season 2. So season 2 was one of the like big kicking things. Season 2 was one of the biggest years of our life. So much stuff happened, and I wanted to make like a little bit behind the scenes as I make kind of a recap for that. As of right now, it is 12:30 on, what does it say, Wednesday? I've got no idea what I want to do. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how do I go about that creative process and just capture a little bit of that, a little behind the scenes. So that's what today is all going to be about. So typically what I do is whenever I'm trying to concept out a video, which has been things that I've been actually trying to do a little bit different lately. I used to just pick up the camera and capture whatever I capture, and that would be the video for the day. Anymore, I really want to focus on how I tell a story. Now, there is some elements of telling a story just kind of ad hoc and just picking up the camera, but lately I get a little bit better by just picking up, a legal pad, and these are all notes from actual real videos that I make. So I'm just gonna sit here and maybe just think about some ways that I could make this video possible. With pretty much any creative process, for me at least, I always find myself getting distracted. And I've got like YouTube videos pulled up. I've got obviously anything that Allison and I go and do. She's gone right now, by the way. That's where she's at. She's at a meeting for her business, which is just like fantastic. I'm always amazed by Allison. One of the things to also keep in mind as you are making any content or videos, or at least as I make them, I get fixated on them. So I get these sweeping opinions as to like what I want, and when it doesn't turn out that way, I'm like ready to scrap it. And that is something that in season 2 I have been focusing on getting better at, is this notion of that not everything's going to be absolutely perfect, and that's a little unrealistic for myself, but how can I put out a piece of content that I'm happy with? That if it was on the front page of the newspaper, would I raise my hand and be like, yes, that's mine, I'm proud of that, versus me slug down to my chair and maybe not want to take credit for that. I have a phone call to get on for work, even though I'm on vacation right now, in about 20 minutes. And it's a really important phone call. It's one of those things that could like totally make or break your whole day. So we'll see how it goes. All right, big important phone call. Done, check, was okay. The results, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. But look who's home. Allison's home now. How was your meetings?
It was good. It was nice.
I have something to tell you though.
What?
So I live streamed with everyone earlier, and then I told them that we need to officially end season 2, because remember, we talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's the end. So today I may or may not be devoting a good majority of the day of getting that done.
Okay.
Which basically means no sleep till Brooklyn. But what I promised them is it's not going to be like the recap that we did at the end of season 1. Do you remember how much work that was?
Yeah.
Like 3 days of work. It was crazy. So yeah, it's not going to be like that. We're going to do something different, something creative. Haven't figured out what that is yet. I took a bunch of notes. This is behind the scenes. Let's get to work. So some of the more difficult work to do in all of this is just sifting through everything. Typically how I do it is I'll go through and look at what are the more popular vlogs. Now I try not to take that out of context, right? So was there something about that video at that time that may have brought more people to our channel other than just like natural people being receptive to something? but going through all of the vlogs to find which are the most interesting clips is pretty hard, all on its own at least. Now we're heading to one of our favorite restaurants, which is called Tasty and Adler. Adler? Adler? Yeah.
Yes, Adler.
So this actually, Allison, might actually be our last video officially of season 2.
Ow.
Wow.
I feel like a Death Eater with my hood. I'm like...
My wife, everybody. It's a little wet in Portland. I don't know if you can tell with my sunglasses right now. Can you? Ooh, lots of water. All right, we are back home now from our trip to Tasty and Adler. How was it, Allison?
Delicious.
Delicious.
Always good.
Look at this thing.
Right? Take a little break from the computer and who wanders over? Shocker.
Shocker. All right, so it's been a few hours. I have been trying to sift through all of my footage, which is kind of turning into a nightmare. I've been trying to figure out like how do I want to land this, because I'm not sure that the last time we did one of these recap videos, the end of season 1, if it was the most efficient way to do it. So the way I've kind of been doing this is I have been somewhat writing like how I want this thing to come together. Not necessarily a script, but something fairly similar. And then I've been going through and finding, at least from what I can guess right now, what footage from what vlogs do I want to know, what I want to look at, things like that. I keep all of the footage from every single vlog ever. It amounts to an absolute crap load of amount of space, which I'm actually sort of reevaluating, but I've been keeping it for the instance that I do videos just like this. Then I bring the footage into Premiere, so you can see I've got it organized, like here are all the raw vlogs and footage that I want to bring in. I've also brought in well, like music I want to use, things like that. So pretty much what I do from here is I'm going to go through and I'm probably going to do a rough cut of all of the footage and just sift through it, see if I can pick out any pieces that I know will be usable. So whether that's like spoken pieces or cinematic shots or like different things like that, because I've concepted out, written how I want this to go, I know what types of shots I want to produce. So I don't know if this is helpful for anyone hearing this kind of stuff, but it's kind of helping me have to stop and like tell the behind the scenes of how I'm doing this. It's kind of helping me in a weird way actually produce this video. So this is working out for both of us. Sorry, it's been like 3 minutes since that last update, and I just dropped all of the like whole vlogs that I'll be pulling from. And just right now there is 6 hours, 6 minutes, 53 seconds. So 6 hours and 7 minutes of completed footage that I'm gonna have to sift through. Cool. Got to be honest, I have a total love-hate relationship with these videos, these recap videos. They are the biggest pain to produce, but always come out to be like some of my favorites. So it's worth it. Now that is impressive. After only a few hours of work, I've took 6 hours of footage down to 43 minutes. Now, in no way is this video that I'm making gonna be 43 minutes, but I'm pretty freaking impressed and proud of myself to get a rough cut down that far. So, I mean, there was a lot of stuff just to cut out. We'll have to see how it's going, but that feels good to get that rough cut over. I told you I often get distracted And miraculously for this project so far, I have not been very distracted. I definitely want to take a break though. So I don't know, I think it's like 6:40 now p.m. Been going at this all day, and so I think I'm gonna like maybe pause for dinner. While I was doing that, Rufka Allison went for a run and is now in the shower, so we're probably gonna have some dinner or do something. I've also been watching all of obviously these old vlogs from last year, and there are some absolute rollers, guys. Like the cribs video that we put together, I just tweeted it out today if you hadn't seen that, or if you don't follow me on Twitter, but I was so proud of that one. I mean, it was like a fun, like total joke video, but I'll link it up in the corner in case you guys have not seen it, but it was just so much fun. Pretty much all of the CVX Live videos too are absolutely hilarious, where we were hanging out with all of our creator friends. Holy cow. I can't wait for CVX Live and all of that stuff, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a small commercial break. Good morning, everyone. It is officially the next day, obviously, thus my crazy mop. But after dinner last night, I just kind of stopped working on it, and we're gonna pick it up today. But we're gonna grab some coffee first. Do you want some coffee? Huh? Do you want coffee? Well, the big problem with this is you're not supposed to be up here. Come on, get down. Come on. Alright, so I don't pretend to be like a really good filmmaker or even a really great editor, but I finally got all that footage together, and I realized that it was shot at very different frame rates, so that's a thing. I mean, I like knew it was a thing, but in order to just make my workflow a little smoother, I decided to render it right now in a single frame rate, just so I can work off of that. I picked kind of the lowest common denominator, so I typically shoot all of our videos mostly in like 60 frames. I like to not shoot in 30 frames a second. I just think it looks kind of weird. 24 is, you know, like really smooth. So just depending on what I shoot. But the lowest common denominator for one of these videos was actually 24 frames, so I'm deciding to render it out at 24 frames. But this morning's actually been a really good morning. Part of this recap video, a good portion that I'm highlighting is actually CVX Live. So as of today, we are officially going to CVX Live in September. That's in Provo, Utah, which is, I think it's just south of Salt Lake City. It's where BYU's campus is. So I think it's actually happening on BYU's campus, which is really cool. Never been there before. But now I've got all the audio for the voiceover portion of like kind of a portion of the video that I want to have. I'm doing it a little bit differently than what we have in past years. So this will allow us to tell a little bit of story, don't bore anyone, and to show the highlights for everyone who's new and maybe didn't go back and watch all of our videos. I definitely understand why people would not want to go back and watch all of our videos. That's okay. But this is like a super video that would give you a taste of those. One thing I was thinking about doing, I don't know if the time I'm done editing this video, if I actually make this happen, but actually referencing the videos that I put clips in for. It might be too many videos. I don't know. But now fulfilling the prophecy of I like to take a bunch of breaks. Allison and I are going to get ready and go to a quick bite to eat outside right now, and then we'll be back. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back from eating. But I've been hard at work for probably the last, probably going on 3 hours. And check out this timeline. So this is the timeline that I got going on. I got all kinds of like sound effects and all kinds of different stuff going on. I'm actually super proud of this video. It won more than any other video that I think I've ever done. This one has been the smoothest operation, but also one of the ones I'm more proud of. So I'm actually super jazzed about this one. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I
It's real good. You like it?
Yeah.
How about our ending? Don't say anything.
It's boring.
Oh, it's boring. Come on. Anna, you liked it, didn't you? Yeah. It's gonna be a head turner. You'll have to watch the video.